Alright guys, how's everybody doing? I'll just share this out guys, make sure to share this out if you can, and then we are ready to go. So, everyone will probably know that watches this. This is an open, discussion platform where people can come on and discuss whatever they want to come and discuss, as long as it's kind of relevant and it's kind of they're interested in kind of adding something to a discussion that's interesting and not I'm into different things. But one thing that's really got my attention the last year or so has been this flat Earth topic. I think it's so crazy that how can you possibly think that the Earth's still how can you still think the Earth's flat after all these years that that people believed it's round, as they call it, but really it's kind of impossible to prove that it is a sphere, oblate spheroid. And these people make these claims and they can't really provide any kind of practical examples or anything like that. And once I came to the realization that what they were selling people were BS, then I had to question everything. I had to question the whole lot. The whole kind of it kind of overthrows the whole heliocentric model and everything. It's just such a kind of realization, because it overthrows everything. And and I was kind of atheist, but now you got to question that kind of belief that that everything's just an accident. It can't be now, so it can't just be an accident, surely. If it's flat, then it can't be. But I think creation is kind of self-evident, but I kind of ignored it for a while because I just thought because of all the science and stuff, all the Big Bang and stuff explained it all, and everything has a creator, doesn't it? So why would we be any different? But yeah, I don't push religion though. I was actually at a meetup today. There were some kind of religious people there, but there's this group of people that it's three people that were kind of they were Christians, and and there was this one guy there that was not really into religion at all, and I think he was on kind of similar page to me, that that we really don't need to be kind of focusing too much on religion at this point, because the globe's a lie. We need to kind of focus on that, and all these books and stuff. It's cool if you want to go down that route, but as long as you're not pushing it on people, that's fine. And respect people's beliefs. But I've never really kind of read any of the Bible myself, so I wouldn't really know what the contents of it are. But yeah. But anyway, let's see who we have. So we have Cat's Eyes, how you doing? BM, how you doing? Chris Hayes, how you doing? Skyfly Bry, how you doing? Sean G, how you doing? John Watson, how you doing? Midnight Gardener, how you doing? True man, but we don't know what happened back in the times that the holy books were written, so I don't think the answers are in the books. Well, yeah, we don't really know what actually happened back then. It's all kind of, it's all belief, isn't it? When it comes down to it, it's all just, you have to believe in it. It's a faith, and it's cool if you want to have that, but you have to remember that, that you don't know this at 100%. It's just your faith. You might think you know for 100%, but just keep open to the idea that it's slightly, possibility that it might not be true. Yeah, Flat Earth After Party, how are you doing? Flat Earth Underground, how are you doing? John Smith, how are you doing? Okay, it's good to see you guys. Yeah, so let's get this shared out if you can, and also subscribe to my main channel as well if you haven't already, because this is my secondary channel for going live at the moment, because I can't go live at the moment on my main channel because of the copyright strike situation. So until the 6th of November, I have to kind of use this channel to go live. But yeah, Jovian Edwards, how you doing? Did you say you wanted to come on? I'll send you a link if you want to come and join me. Be good to have a chat again. And anyone else that wants to join, let me know and I can sort it out. But I'm not going to be having like a big panel or anything like that. I mean, I'd rather talk to people sometimes just one-on-one for a while and just kind of just we'll do that. Yeah, your link's going out if you want to join me. So anyway, it was a meetup. There was 7 of us again, like last meetup, but there could have been more, but some some of them kind of dropped out. Some of them, didn't turn up. Some of them were going to be coming, and then it kind of, probably decided not to at the last minute. But it was still a good time. I think I picked a good location to do it, and I think for next time I'm going to be doing it at the same place. And I'm thinking it's going to be October the 28th, so keep that date in mind, and you can try and write that down. It'll probably be at the same time at 12 noon time. I think it'll be at the same place, and but afterwards we could possibly be going, maybe to a pub, possibly, because obviously, it's going to be getting to a point where, it's going to be getting a little bit cooler, I think. So maybe some people want to, as it's getting later in the afternoon, people might want to, go somewhere where it's a bit warmer, because that's usually what happens. So yeah, we were discussing that today, and I think that might be a good idea. And some people like those sorts of venues as well. So but I think park venues are good as well. So if we can do a mix of both, then I think that'd be a good idea. But anyway.
Hello, Jamie.
All right.
Mate.
Not doing too bad, thanks. How are you?
The thing is, I want to ask, how did it go today? Did you have the meet up at Eaton Park?
I did the meet up. It went pretty well. I mean, it was the same amount of people as last time, but like I was saying, I think there was some more that were meant to be coming, but kind of some of them kind of dropped out. They kind of said they weren't gonna come. So I mean, I could have had more come in, but I don't think really massive amounts of people are that big of a deal. But if you can get as many as you can, then that's okay. I mean, depends what you want to do. I mean, if the people are good that you're meeting, then that's all that matters, really. And
to be honest, mate, right, I was gutted. I set off this morning. I set off about 10:30 from Earby to get to Colne. Got on a fucking M65 at Colne. Got just past Burnley. My fucking car started smoking. I thought, oh shit, here we go. Wait a minute. So I had to get off sort of near Burnley, Padiham, that sort of way. I turned back. I was on my way, man.
Why did you do that then?
That was this morning. This morning, I was actually on my way to you.
Yeah. So why did you turn back? You say?
Because of my car. I got on the motorway. My car, it started fucking steaming. It started up. Yeah, I thought, oh no, the worst fucking time, man.
I didn't even know you was actually gonna be coming. I mean,
I didn't let you know. I was gonna come down. I was gonna come and meet you there, but I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah, I mean that's too bad, but better luck next time, eh? So there's always gonna be next time, isn't there? And if we want to arrange some, for like a local meet, like I said, Burnley possibly, somewhere in the middle between us two, kind of somewhere easy for us both to get to, really.
I fancy having a meet up in, say, like Burnley or even Accrington, sort of near you, innit? Sort of halfway.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, as long as you're kind of, up for doing that, I mean...
I can get on the train, Jamie. On the train.
What, is it like, is there a direct train from where you are?
Yeah, well, I can go over to Colne, get the train straight from Colne, it goes straight from Colne.
Yeah, that's right, because it actually goes all the way from Colne to Blackpool, I think, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it goes straight to Blackburn, yeah. So I can get quite far to Blackburn to you, So yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that, meeting up with you, mate. That'd be quite funny.
Yeah, well, I would, come out a bit, if even up to Burnley probably if you wanted to meet there, but
yeah,
you just want to make sure you've got knuckle dusters with you, so that you've got some kind of defence. I know. Yeah, it's just a joke. Any dingles out there.
It's not wearing anything Blackburn. You'll be all right, mate. I think.
Blackburn's worse to it. It's a real.
That don't know about the football rivalries. Yeah, Burnley and Blackburn are pretty good. The big no though. Burnley v Blackburn. Wow.
Yeah, apparently so, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I know about the whole rivalry thing, but I'm just not really into it.
No, I didn't think you was into your football, Jamie. No.
Another place. I'm just thinking, what else else? Clitheroe, is that possible as well?
Clitheroe, actually,
That might be a good idea.
Yeah. There's Royal Castle, isn't there?
Yeah.
Clitheroe Castle, that'd probably be a nice place to meet. Get a few people
because they
around
got
there.
like a cafe in there and stuff, don't they? Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good idea. So thinking, because that's the going in kind of the other direction, but it's still kind of a bit nearer to you. I mean, still near to me. It's kind of because I could just get on the train and it wouldn't be that far for me, and it wouldn't be far for you because you could just get on the is it the A59 or something? Just get on there. Yeah. Well, you. I don't know.
Yeah. To be honest, though, I think Burnley is the easier option.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that would. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's probably about the best. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, Jamie, I would actually come and meet you in Blackburn. I wouldn't mind coming and meeting you in Blackburn train station. Get on the train. I would come and meet you from Colne, get on the train and come and meet you in Blackburn. So go and have a coffee and a chat and whatnot. In that.
So when would you be up for doing something like that then?
We'll do it next week if you want. I'm not working at the minute.
What day?
When's best for you?
I mean, probably Saturday for me, probably the best day.
Yeah, weekend.
So do you work then? Did you say?
I'm not working. I don't work. I'm not working at the minute.
So you're just like chilling at the minute?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I'm unemployed.
Yes, I just apologise to everyone in chat and everyone that's watching right now. This is just us sorting stuff out right now. I know we could probably do it in, in the kind of, but I think this should just inspire other people to just, meet up and stuff. Yeah. I mean, we should have probably done this off air, but like I said, it
differently, Jamie. Yeah, but yeah, we'll.
I think Saturday. Yeah, if you want to send me a Gmail or a private message or whatever, then
all right, cool.
Then we'll arrange something. Yeah. So you wouldn't mind coming in because I thought we'd meet somewhere in the middle, but
I wouldn't mind coming to Black. That'd be fine. Huh?
Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So we'll get back on topic. The old flat Earth.
Yeah. So So what can we talk about?
Nothing happened with the Virgo, the old rapture.
Well, yeah, this September 23rd thing. Pete Shea actually reckons it's a symbolic thing because he believes in this dodo thing. How like the 1598 was this year when the kind of the system became broken and everything, and that's the year when the dodo was supposedly discovered. But he was saying it's actually the year when the system was broken, and before that there was giant trees and all this stuff. And he says that since then it's been it's been broken and now it's kind of it's starting to recover or something. I don't see how that's happening. I don't see how it's recovering, but yeah, he goes on about this 420 thing. So he believes next year is when this truth's gonna get out and that everyone's gonna wake up to this deception. And he believes it's all just like he believes there's a lot of infiltration in the flat Earth, but it's all kind of part of a grander game. He says, and it's kind of it's all about kind of we're kind of being set and led basically by people even within the flat Earth. So who knows? I mean, it does seem like it's next year is going to be a big year. This year has been a big year for this flat Earth awakening. It's it's made a lot of headlines, hasn't it, this year? If you notice,
this year has.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty big, hasn't it? Obviously with the whole Kyrie Irving stuff and all the other people that have been talking about it, all the articles about it and everything, because they know that it ain't going away. They know that more and more people are questioning the globe than ever. It's if it was so obvious, then there wouldn't be really. I mean, you would have people questioning it when they were little, and then they would kind of realize it's a globe. Once they find out why it's a globe, and then they'll just leave it. But why would you have adult critical thinking people still believing it's flat or non-globular? But yeah, I mean, like obviously how the solar system works and how Venus is one of the inner planets, and yet we can see it in the night sky at times. You can actually see it in the night sky, and it shouldn't be possible because we're supposed to have turned away from Venus at night time, and it should be below the horizon somewhere. So that's a pretty obvious flaw in the because we were discussing it earlier about how it shouldn't be possible to see Venus and Mercury in the night sky, because they're inner planets. You should only be able to see outer planets at night time.
Yeah. So
But they'll probably come up with some excuse about, light refraction or whatever. They always have to reverse engineer it all, and like with the gravity argument, instead of just going with the simplest explanation, they have to convolute everything to suit their agenda, basically.
It is the agenda, though, Jamie. It's what we've been mentored into doing and taught, and this is how it is, this is how it should be, and this is what you should believe, so this is how it is. So everyone just gets on with that belief. It's a belief in what they're telling you, but not when you think about it rationally. You wake up, like people have been waking up and looking into it now, thinking, wait a minute, well, that's not right. Well, when we're supposedly flying through space at billions of miles an hour, then the constellations don't change from...
Yeah, that's why, because the whole relativity argument and all this stuff.
Yeah.
That, it's all relative, and that's why, you never see. And basically, if you actually kind of really think about it, then they're basically telling you, in your face that, that the Earth has to be the center of the universe. Or, well, that even in their model, when it comes down to it, has to be, because every other planet would have to be well, I don't know how you describe it, but
I know what you mean. Yeah,
we're at the center, and everything else is kind of all moving relative to us.
Yeah.
So there's no way of really explaining that on a they can't even use the word heliocentric anymore. It's
no.
So some are even saying it's now. It's kind of. I mean, I don't think the scientists say that, but it's acentric. It's not the sun that's at the center. It's not the Earth that's at the center. It's just all relative.
Relative. That's it. Just relative. That's it, Jamie. That's it. No explanation. It's relative. That's how the Earth works. That's it.
We can't feel anything because it's all relative. Because the speed doesn't change. But people are forgetting one thing, that that we'd be constantly changing in speed. Because imagine that you're racing along with the sun at 66,600 miles an hour, and then 12 hours later you're going in reverse at 66,600 miles an hour.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
And then when you factor in that we're supposed to be traveling through space at 480,000 miles an hour, and then the whole universe or whatever, the whole galaxy, whatever, is supposed to be moving at 2.2 million miles an hour. I mean, come on, give me a break. That's not possible. I mean, let's just say that, forget that, the whole space, you're moving through space at all these other speeds, but let's think, 66,600 miles an hour. How much is that every day how much is that every second? Let's put that into the calculator. Let's put this into the calculator, shall we? So 66,000. Let's just say 66,000, just to, kind of round it down for the globers, right? Well, actually, it's like Masonic shit right there, isn't it?
That's the one. 666.6.
Yeah. 66.6 degree to the vertical thing, and 0.666 feet per square mile of drop. That's supposed to be. I mean, come on, guys, it's all in your face.
0.666 degrees. But it's not Freemasonic. It's not nothing like that. It's not demonic or anything. It's just how it is.
All right, everybody, all the globers that are watching right now. In the last second, this is not a minute or an hour. This is a second, right? We have achieved over 18 miles of the orbit around the sun.
Wow!
In the last second. Are you absolutely kidding me?
18 miles?
18 miles, yeah.
Well, we're not No, how can we be catching up to the sun? The sun, we're not moving.
No, the sun's moving along with us. Isn't supposed to be, right?
Well, yeah,
So we're going around the sun at 66,000, 18 miles every second around the sun. And then we're moving with the sun, we're spinning, 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. Then we're moving around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour. Then the Earth, is moving with the sun at 480,000 miles an hour,
So we're going sideways. We must be, because the sun's gone down to where I'm sitting at the minute. The sun has gone down.
There is no sideways in the heliocentric model. It's all relative, remember?
Oh, it's relative from space, and we're going that way. Oh, nah, fuck that shit. Sorry, but no, we're not spinning.
Yeah, Sean G's put 540 miles every 30 seconds. I mean, so you're telling me that so on a heliocentric model, we should have, in 30 seconds, let's have a look. So what's the distance between Land's End to John Gross? Distance
in the UK.
Let's have a look. Let's Land's End to John O'Groats. I'll put crowfly's distance. Consider the longest distance between the north and south continuous land extremities of Britain, officially 603 miles. So you're telling me that in the last 30 seconds we've literally travelled from the south of England up to Scotland, that distance.
Yeah, and it'll take you
in 30 seconds. People actually believe this.
In a car, it take you fucking hours.
I thought you was going about the car, and you feel the motion. No, and they're like, it's just because you feel the changes in motion and all this nonsense. But the thing is, we've never actually experienced anything that's moved anywhere near those speeds. The nearest is like a rocket or a jumbo jet or whatever. It's like
you get airplanes that go from Edinburgh to Heathrow or Glasgow, from Glasgow down to Gatwick, and they're only an hour.
So the ISS is moving at 17,000. Let's see how many miles that's doing every second.
It must be 2 spins.
Divide 60 divided by 60, or I could have just put in 3,600. But let's just see. So it's
3 times
4.72 miles in the last second. It's moved. The ISS has literally moved 4.72 freaking miles, and then it's also being dragged along by the Earth's orbit, 18 miles. So it's going that and 18 miles a second in the other direction, and then however many freaking miles it's going, through the frigging cosmos.
But isn't the Earth supposed to be wobbling as well on the tilt? It's not.
Well, it's the tilt or whatever. I mean,
wobble. What's all this wobble? Where's the wobble?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard this, this whole wobble thing. I mean, there's this,
and wobbling.
There was this spinning. The news channel, whatever it were, and this guy, one of the guys that tried to debunk flat Earth, and in one of his videos, it was just all this propaganda nonsense that he would say, you don't feel motion because it's not changing and all this stuff, and then he goes on to, and then so people have this kind of thought, we don't feel it because it's relative, and then he starts to kind of throw in all these crazy distances that were supposedly traveled in the last hour. We're doing this amount of miles an hour in this direction, we're doing this amount of miles an hour in this direction, and it totals up to about 2 million miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, he said that, actually, maybe the universe is also moving. And I'm like,
ooh,
so.
I've never heard that one.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that's what he actually said. That's kind of, he said that, there's this theory that maybe it's the whole universe is moving or something. I don't know. That's just, they're probably just trying to
it's the same,
they're just trying to.
It's an infinite plane, wouldn't it? It would be an infinite plane throughout the Antarctic Circle. That would just be like, if there is more land, that would be an infinite galaxy. That's what they're thinking. They're looking out into outer space. They're looking at the stars.
Well, some of them believe in multiverse. I was going along with that whole multiverse thing. If there's if there's an edge to the universe, there has to be more universes outside of that, because what is it expanding into? So, you start going down these rabbit holes of more, infinite multiverses and, infinite amounts of big bangs happen in infinite amounts of times every second. But when you actually kind of start to think about it, it's absolute nonsense.
The infinite universe, though, were you thinking of that before the flat Earth, before you discovered what you was thinking about the flat Earth? Or
well, the thing is, because I was thinking the expanding universe, it has to be expanding into something, so you think there's just like a void outside of it, and then there's like another universe that's kind of could be exploding right now, and they're kind of the scientists are kind of pushing this propaganda of multiple universes.
Well, yeah,
probably to try and lend more credence to the possibility that that it is just an accident, and that we're not special because we're just we had to have if there's an infinite amount of possibilities out there, then we are one of them.
Well, yeah, this is it. We wouldn't be here without a reason. Do you think we would not be here doing what we're doing without a reason?
Well, it just seems so preposterous now, just to believe it's all just an accident. The we're talking right now, it's all just an accident. It's all just nothing's real. It's all just
Oh, I know it.
It's just waves. It's just waves behaving in strange ways, and
Jamie,
spontaneously created life, and
Jamie, do you believe in?
Pardon?
Do you believe in fate?
Fate. I mean, that's a good question. I think
you are.
Maybe there's maybe there's guidance. I don't know if there's actual where you have this destiny where you kind of.
Are you here to do
where you're always going to be destined to go to? Because that to me would kind of throw out kind of the free will and all that. But maybe there is guidance, someone to kind of guide you, kind of maybe spiritual. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's someone kind of like a higher self or whatever, or someone to kind of guide you along this journey. But you ultimately have the control, and stuff. Who knows? But then again, it's like, do we really? I mean, there's all this kind of suffering going on. If people had guidance, then none of this stuff would really be happening. Otherwise, the guidance is pretty friggin' useless.
Yeah.
But there's people saying that if the gods are in control, but then how does free will occur? And you get these religious people that try and explain it, don't they? And I'm like, I just don't know anything anymore, really. I'm open to different possibilities, but I think for the moment we should just kind of stick to trying to get this message out there, because things will get really exciting once we kind of open the Pandora's box,
Pandora's box, yes, needs definite opening.
Yeah, because I think people I suppose it's starting to get to a point where the old school flat earthers at this point, are kind of getting a little bit fed up. They want to see things actually progressing, some of them, and then things are kind of, and I think people are kind of cheering up again. I think now, by the looks of things, I think people were getting kind of frustrated for a while, weren't they? And they weren't really seeing things progressing too much. And now I think people are kind of getting a bit more optimistic.
Yeah. Did you do any video today's meetup, Jamie?
I didn't. I didn't have any equipment to kind of record or anything like that. Right. But I was thought, if there's anyone there that has any equipment, then they can do it. But I don't think it's really about filming it and stuff. I think it's just good to just get out and meet people. You don't need to film it, really. I understand what you're saying, but it's.
Yeah, I know.
Because when I'm on trips away and stuff, say we're out in London or Paris or Spain or wherever, and you get these people every 5 minutes taking photos, and I can understand every so often maybe just taking one or two, but it was a bit frustrating because we were all in this group and they had to get us all to line up and on these school trips or whatever, and the guards to line up and all. And it's like we really don't have time for this. I understand that you want to, but let's just enjoy the trip instead of trying to photograph everything, because if it's that good, then you'll remember it for what it is. You don't need to take photos of everything.
So more or less just flat earthers or just basically truth seekers that turned up today.
I suppose I might say, inspire other people to do it. But I don't think everyone needs to do it though. I mean, but someone was recommending me that, kind of asking Mark Sargent if he could, kind of promote my next meet for me, possibly. I mean, I don't know if he would, but I'd have to kind of reach out to him possibly and get him to promote the vid and maybe get a few more people interested in it. Bring a bit of traffic over, because if he is genuine, then he'll do that, But I understand if he's thinking, well, it's not his area, so he might not be as willing to do that. But
I think it's how many people you can get hold of.
Maybe I need to reach out to people individually and ask them individually. But like I said, probably do a video again at some point and let everyone know. But I might try and reach out to someone on Facebook possibly, because on there I can probably find out where people are from, so I can just kind of target people. You don't have Facebook, do you?
No, I shared your video. So I put your YouTube video about that meeting on Twitter.
So you have Twitter then? Yeah. Did I follow you on there?
Yeah, I'm following. Yeah, because I follow you.
I think any flat earthers are watching. I think you should get Twitter. There's I kind of have problems with it because they tried suspending my account, and I don't know whether it's all like an intentional thing, but it doesn't seem like there's that much like censorship, going on. I don't know. I mean, everyone seems to kind of get like an equal chance of ranking this stuff. I mean, I've had stuff on there that's ranked and it's kind of reached, a few thousand people, and because you can actually find out in your analytics how many people you've reached, and it one of my polls has reached like 7,000 or something. Yeah, I mean, imagine what some of the the bigger ones on there get. I think Awake one, the one called Awake, said on one of his posts that he reached 20,000. When you get 20,000 impressions, I suppose that might not mean people, but that's the amount of times it's been viewed. So, but it's still a lot. It's just something to think about, really. It's something you might want to look into, really. I think we are reaching more people than we think we are.
Yeah,
maybe some of the people just don't have the balls to really comment because they might, be fear of ridicule, possibly, because they might have a big account, possibly, or even a small one, and they just don't want to like let their friends know that they're into this stuff. So you do get a lot of closet. What?
Do you comment when you watch YouTube videos? Do you comment on videos? You be open to comment, say, "Oh, that's a cool video," blah blah, and for them.
I don't tend to do that a lot. I just kind of, if I like the video, I'll just thumb it up usually.
Have you done it before?
I've put comments on videos.
Have you been trolled putting comments on videos?
Well, I put a comment on D20.
Oh yeah.
The Ships Over the Horizon video, where well, I mean, it could be interpreted as that, but I don't think it is. And I put, you can clearly see the mirroring effect, going on. And so then, a few hours later, I was getting all these notifications of people replying to the, having an argument in the chat or something. Yeah, because I caused a bit of a discussion there, I think, and yeah, I mean, but I think Wolfie 6010, when he was saying, so, what is that supposed to prove that that there was a mirror? What I was trying to say is that it's obvious distortion, whatever. It's kind of, you can see that I don't know if you've seen Good Times for All's videos. He does some good experiments with he did it with some different objects. He even did it like a sunset mimic thing where he was showing how the sun could set on a flat Earth, and same with bottoms of buildings and things, how they could be cut off on the flat Earth, because the globe Earth is about, why can't we see it all the way to the bottom? Why can't we see people walking at the bottom of the building? And it's because of this, just the laws of physics and how light works, and how you get this mirroring going on, and it kind of squishes together into like one image, and that's exactly what were happening with the ship. And I noticed that there was mirroring going on, and I think it kind of squished, and because you could see the hull was kind of getting mirrored, and you could see this white bit below it which weren't there, and that was mirrored. The top part was mirrored, kind of basically underneath it. So and then it kind of, that red bit, the hull bit, kind of disappeared, but it actually but then the white bit was still there, kind of thing. It kind of looked like it just kind of gotten squished to the point you couldn't see it anymore, or whatever. I don't know how you describe it, but that's how I saw it.
think you can't. You know, that's why globers think it's going over the fucking horizon. Over
Yeah, it's just the way light works and how perspective works, and you could see it. It was just getting smaller. Basically, it was going further and further away. The only way you could actually kind of prove it going over it and that actually getting over any kind of obstruction is to zoom in on it at the exact same, the exact perfect amount that it's actually going out at. So if you can actually do that, that's a challenge for Wolfie 6020 right there. So try and keep zooming in on it at the same rate that it's going out at, same rate that it's kind of going away and getting smaller. So if you could do that and show that it's still getting bottom first cut off, then maybe I'll start reconsidering my position. But till then, no. But I appreciate the video if you're watching, which I doubt you're watching, but yeah, it's good to see that at least they're doing something, but it's kind of flawed though. But
yeah, you seen that one, the Wolfie 20 or 6020, whatever it was, that one, and trying to debunk Jeranism. But then I've seen videos about Jeran and Jeranism being a shill and not a real flat earther, and he's sort of on the bandwagon sort of thing, I don't know.
Oh yeah, some people accuse a lot of the flat earthers of just being in it for the money or whatever, and they're not actually kind of really honest, and they're just kind of lying.
Recent videos, Jamie, yeah, I've seen about calling out Jeranism and calling out flat earth asshole and calling out all these flat earthers that are all, and it's like Eric Dubé and all these, they're calling them out, saying that they're not genuine flat earthers, that they're all just getting on the bandwagon, so to speak, taking it all for the money. But why would it have come about? Why now?
Yeah, I mean, why would it have got to the point where there's probably at this point millions of people that are questioning the globe, and how could it have gotten that? People would have been found out by now as being frauds. I know, but that whole kind of, did you know about what was going on with that hillbilly? Political hillbilly. Apparently he was exposed, which is too bad, really. But I think people kind of sussed it out. Kind of someone that was close to him kind of sussed it out pretty quickly. So people will just find out this stuff, and
they all get caught
your
out.
family will find, people's family will find this stuff out that you're not genuine, and So I think if you're genuine, then you should probably stay open, keep your stuff open, so it shows that you kind of got some kind of credibility, that you're not just in it for the money, because then you can just kind of be tracked down basically if you do out bad, and that might kind of make people trust you a bit more. I don't know. I know some people might not want to do that because they want to keep their stuff private, but if you're a big time flat earther that you're trying to expose this stuff, then you want to make sure that you prove that you're a real person, and that you're not just in it for the money, that you'll be held accountable for everything, that if you're caught out as a fraud. I honestly, I don't really see the point in these laser tests. Like Dell says, what's more accurate than water?
Yeah, water level.
Yeah, I mean, the spirit level has water in it. I mean, was that sea level curves? I mean, it curves relative to the center of the Earth. The Earth's gravitational pull and all that.
It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the way that people sort of seem to get gravity. That's why we are stationary and can't feel the Earth movement. Wait a minute. Come on. We're all old enough now, Jamie, to know that we're not spinning.
Yeah. I mean, only children believe that, right? Only children believe in magic, don't they, right?
Do you believe in Santa Claus? Is Santa Claus real? Dinosaurs. What about dinosaurs?
I know, it's like they can't show you any real dinosaur bones. They'll come up with some stupid excuse or something. Oh no, these are precious. They're sacred or whatever. It's kind of laughable at this point, isn't it?
It is. Sorry, yeah.
People are clinging on to all these delusions.
Jurassic Park.
I've heard they've seen that dinosaur bones and stuff. It's all just a cover up for giants.
Yeah,
There was actually it's actually giant bones that's been kind of assembled together and to kind of make people think it's dinosaur bones or something.
Dinosaurs, yeah. Jurassic Park, you read it, 1994, Jamie. Jurassic Park came out in 1994, and all those young kids at that age, teenagers, thought, wow, dinosaurs, trying to bring them back alive, yeah. They were trying all this, doing all that, and everyone thought they was trying all this technology, and, it's what's going on, and all that going on. It's like, wait a minute, no, it's just a fucking movie, isn't it? It's a movie.
Yeah, people actually get so kind of, kind of deep into the movie that they forget it's actually fake.
Yeah,
when people are watching their, kind of, science fiction movies, they forget that the globe in it, and actually I think the globe in there is probably actually better CGI than what NASA puts out, And someone was saying that earlier. Why is it that in these movie productions and stuff, the globe looks pretty good, but the stuff that NASA puts out is absolute dog shit.
Yeah, it does. I know what you mean.
Literally dog shit, because they actually put the dog on one of the Pluto images. I mean, how much of a coincidence is that? It's absolutely laughable at this point. Sex in the clouds. And not only that, Aladdin, sex in the clouds, and same style as well. So there's just no denying this, guys.
Well, there was a picture of Mickey Mouse when he's with his weight, like holding on to Minnie Mouse. It looked like the picture of a fucking dildo, right? There's that other one.
Yeah, there's all these like subliminal stuff that they put in there and stuff.
Disney are fucking well perverted. Disney, so perverted. You let your kids watch Disney films, like, whoa, wait a minute, right? I'm gonna have to rethink that. I think can't let my 9 and 10-year-old watch Disney movies, but they know what's going on. If you know what I mean, Jamie, they know what's going on in this world, because I've told them about what the Earth ain't spinning, and what they're being taught at school is a fucking big, massive lie. And they know. My son's 9, my daughter's 10. They know we ain't spinning, and they know that the Earth ain't round. Not round. We're not spinning. It's not. They know. I keep going over it. Flat Earth, and they've got into that reasoning now. So I'm happy with that. I don't know how it is in Blackburn, where you are.
Well, I think the majority of people are asleep, really. So
yeah, they are. So a lot of people are asleep, and I to be honest, I had one of my next door neighbours she got her iPad out, and it were just coming dark yesterday evening, and she started to turn it on. She started filming me on it. She's going, oh yeah, see, Lee thinks that the Earth is flat, but we all know it's round. This is an 8-year-old girl doing that to me, Jamie. She's like, Lee thinks that the Earth is flat, because I keep going around on this estate.
Yeah. That age, it's just, you're still kind of young enough to where you haven't really developed, critical thinking abilities and stuff, so.
Yeah, they're not
still impressionable at that age.
Yeah, but they're not listening. Like, I've got my son and my daughter into it, so they're looking into it, and he's like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. That makes sense, Dad, sort of thing. But then you get the fucking kids, all the other rest of the brainwashed kids around here that are all at school. They haven't got a clue, trying to tell them. And I just keep... This is off 7 and 8-year-old children, 5. Some of them are like 6. They're all telling me to fuck off, Jamie. Well, fuck off, go on, fuck off. Please fix fucking Earth flat. Fuck off. What? I shit you not. They are giving me loads of shit, man. I'm getting a lot of abuse off young kids because I have my own opinions. And apparently, you're not allowed to have your own opinion.
Yeah. Someone was saying at the meetup about how they think that there's gonna be these camps, they're gonna round them all up and take us all to these FEMA camps, whatever,
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen? But
There Well, imagine that round here. Allow it round here. You won't get away with it round here. Come on, Jamie. It's different around the world, and you think different parts of the UK. Whereas we was talking about this the other week, whereas we said about going out and doing activism on the street, whereas you would not be greeted very likely.
What about as in like the flat earthers getting kind of put in these camps, like, you know, locked up, you know, in these kind of prison camp things?
Yeah, this is it. But
because they get labelled as insane and they'll kind of get locked up for it and stuff, and it's like, you know, at least if that happens, someone was saying at least if that happens, then, you know, we're all together, you know, we're all imprisoned together away from the rest of, you know, the brainwashed society, you know.
Look, could you imagine that if it was actually going to try and put into
that'd be pretty crazy, that, wouldn't it?
It would not happen, I don't think.
No, I don't see it happening myself.
An uprise.
I don't think it would really kind of get that far, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, no, they won't get far.
No, I don't think that. I mean, because even the most brainwashed of brainwashed people just kind of think, hang on, this ain't right, you know, this is just going too far. Unless I'm kind of brainwashed myself and thinking that they can't do this, but
no, they won't.
People keep, you know, it's all this thing, you know, the world's going to end on September 23rd and all this stuff, doom and gloom and stuff, but it never actually comes about, does it, really?
No, it's going to be either this year, next year, or the year after.
I do find the December 21st thing interesting because, you know, it was supposed to end on the winter solstice and the whole number thing, you know, 21, 12, 12, you know.
Yeah, it was Jewish New Year on the 21st was the day before the solstice, autumn equinox, should I say. I think it was 21, 22, and 22. 23rd day. The 21st would have been the...
Yeah, so I thought it was on the 21st, but what was it, yesterday or something? I don't know, when it was the equinox.
Yeah, the equinox was yesterday on the 22nd.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's on the 21st, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know.
So it was 21st was the Jewish New Year, so maybe that's something to do with it.
Well, it depends if it's a leap year, doesn't it? I think that might have something to do with it.
Could do, actually, because that'll be... Hold on.
That'll be in 2020 next one, won't it?
It'll be in 2 years. Another 2 years leap year, I think.
Yeah, it's 2020. But we just got to wait and see what happens. But the cat's out of the bag now. They can't put it back in now. It's too late, I think. And they've been trying it, I think, because apparently even, you know, up to like 1995 or something, there was like magazines and stuff with it in there or whatever it were, like articles about it and things. So it is interesting because it seems very suppressed, and they have you believe it's this ancient belief that no one has believed in it for, you know, a few hundred years, when that's not true, because people were believing in it in the 1900s. There were people believing in it, you know, very much so pre-NASA. Apparently it was taught in Russia or something like that up till the First World War. Someone said that. I don't know can't remember who it were, but yeah, apparently it's, you know, it's not as ancient of a belief as people think of it. You know, it's this whole propaganda that people think that the globe was proven when Columbus sailed around the world.
It's like all this 923, right? September the 23rd. And we're thinking, right, we're in here in England now, where the sun has gone over, so they'll just be coming up to morning, like sort of afternoon in America. I still haven't heard anything. Still haven't heard any asteroids or any meteors that are coming down for the rapture and all this. You know, it's 923, isn't it? They're all expecting this, that, and the other, weren't they? These Americans. It's not necessarily here, it's all over there. It's all on, when you're watching YouTube, it's all 923, 923, 923. Yeah, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, the rapture, this, that, the other. We're going to have this happening, the aliens are going to come invade, you know, it's going to be this, that, and the other. What the fuck? But nothing's happened. Just sitting here waiting. It's the same as December 2012. Remember the 21st? Remember that movie?
Like I find that to be quite interesting, the date and stuff. Some believe it was actually a kind of paradigm shift date or something like that, like going from the the old age into the new age, all that kind of stuff. I mean, not about the whole new age, religious BS thing, but as in the new paradigm, the paradigm shift. And after that, people started to kind of wake up. Then they woke up to flat Earth, they woke up to 9/11, woke up to chemtrails, and all these other topics.
Yeah,
it all seemed to kind of fall into place after that year somehow, So something to think about, isn't it? And some say, it was an estimate, and maybe they got the date slightly out. That's another theory. And some believe it's like as a sort of halfway point in the kind of awakening. But I mean, there wasn't really a lot of really kind of talk, but actually kind of were. I mean, the whole 9/11 thing kind of started quite a while ago. The whole kind of talk about that, because apparently you had this what is it, the 9/11 Clues forum thing. Apparently, I never looked at that, but apparently that was going years ago.
I remember sitting there watching that when the actual towers came down, and I sat there on that day watching BBC One report it, watching it in 2001. I remember sitting there watching that. Yeah, fucking hell. Like, wait a minute, I ain't seen this before. What?
Yeah,
there's something more going on, definitely. And then after that, when you watch into it more and more, look at these videos and come down like they did for a start. No way, that's something wrong there. So that's how I started in the conspiracies.
Obviously, people have different stances about what happened. Like what did planes hit it? Did planes not hit it? Was it a controlled demolition and all that kind of stuff?
Do you think there were planes, Jamie? Do you think planes hit them towers?
I don't know. I won't know. I mean, they could have just people say they've seen stuff, just by the footage alone, I'd say I can prove that, and then you got like the testimonies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People saying that they saw planes hit it, but some said that they didn't really see anything. So
I just don't.
But some believe that the planes were actually holographic, and they actually did like a sort of Project Bluebeam sort of thing. That's another stance that some people have. That
something not.
I heard this thing that they actually were like did some kind of attack on it, like some EMP or something like that, and they basically just turned it to dust. Because look how the building just all crumbled down to nothing. Like it was like magic. Basically a magic trick.
It's free energy, isn't it? It's a free energy. I've heard a lot about this free energy.
They might have been. So magic is only magic until you know how it's done.
Yeah.
Once there's an explanation, it's no longer magic.
There was something more.
Yeah, because the kind of magnetism that would seem magical because people use it in magic. So but when people didn't know how it worked, then when you push two magnets together, people would think it's just some kind of crazy magic trick. And you could make this story about how you can like actually make two. You could have like a male magnet and a female magnet, and how they kind of got attracted to each other and stuff.
Yeah, do though. I know. They can flip, can't they, from each side, polar and bipolar. And
yeah, why do compasses always point north? I mean, shouldn't they flip south in the southern hemisphere or hemiplane?
Walk down in Australia.
It should start pointing south, shouldn't it? What's the whole thing about the North Pole and the heliocentric model? Why is the North Pole so special? It'd
be interesting to ask someone to have a compass in Australia. They're more down to Antarctica.
Well, actually, compasses actually debunk the ball Earth, don't they? Because, if they're always pointing north, then if you're at an angle, then you would have to tilt your magnet to account for the curvature of the Earth, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you'd be on the bottom of the ball.
Yeah, if you're at the equator or something, and you're pointing it north, but you'd actually be pointing it into the center of the Earth, wouldn't you? Or whatever it'd be like. like it wouldn't go to magnetic north, would it?
I know what. Actually, yeah. Look
I mean,
what you're looking at. Thinking of what you're looking at, yeah, you would, because you're on the bottom of the ball, so you wouldn't be able to get to the North Pole. You'd be on the bottom of the ball if you were stood.
well, there is no top and bottom in the helio model, is there? You know, it's all relative.
That's what I mean, though. If it is the heliocentric model, and you were
Yeah.
failure stood underneath, but you're upright, where would the North Pole be from that actual, got that? Where would it be looking to the north, or would it be looking? I don't know, because you are.
Well, they'll keep saying, "No, it's gravity." You know, that's what they'll probably say.
Back with, yeah.
It's a gravity that, you know, if you just kind of take your compass out and you just, I mean, how can it, be pointing north if we're on the side of a ball, you know? But yeah, there's loads of things that disprove at ball Earth, you know. Well, the heliocentric model anyway, you know. The
thing I watched, Jamie, the hurricanes that were in America last week, Irma and Maria and Jose. The hurricanes in America last week.
It's weird how like there was all these like kind of consecutive hurricanes. It's like, but it's not really that often that you really kind of get that many in a row, is it?
No, but what got me was the NASA pictures on the BBC News. I was getting up in the morning during the week and watching the BBC News, and they were showing these hurricanes on the bottom of a ball Earth. And I'm like, wait a minute, the hurricanes aren't at the bottom of the ball Earth. They should be in Mexico, which is on the side. I know it's been, supposedly, right? But these are NASA pictures, but it shows the ISS upside down, showing a picture of the fucking Earth as a ball upside down with this big massive cloud formation. Right, man, that's not fucking Mexico. That's not man. That can't be over Florida. It's supposed to be up the other side. You know what I mean?
So it was like an anomaly that you found.
Wait, I'm looking at it. It actually says on the. This is BBC. That's a satellite picture. You know, it's a BBC one. It says pictures by NASA. Well, fuck off, fucking pictures by NASA. Wait a minute, it's upside down. That looks like it's in Australia, because that should be upside down. You know, on the underneath the ball, on the underneath the globe Earth as they depict it. But it weren't. It was just a big, massive hurricane cloud mass on the underneath of a ball Earth. Well, that can't be where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It should be, when you think of the globe, or as it's supposed to be a globe, Jamie, and we're supposed to be spinning, so America, it's supposed to be at the top, not the fucking bottom. It was at the bottom.
Yeah.
It didn't look right to me. I'm like, wait a minute. It's just what the hurricane looks like in Hurricane Irma looks like, and it's like a still picture, you know.
Yeah, so somebody noticed with the ISS how, like Florida, how it was not the right size. It was because it was not the right size. It was that the amount of curve that it was showing didn't match what you would expect there to be. Because if you was to say overlay it onto a bowl, onto a circle, then you would find that it's way too big. But yeah, I mean, of course, they use fisheye lenses, so they can create that effect. And it's like people are like, what? You can see the curve of the Earth, flattoids, explain this, flattoids,
I'm watching BBC News weather, and they're showing a glow, like they're showing our area, and then they're going up in the air, sort of thing, and they're showing like a curve of the Earth, and you're thinking, wait a minute, no, that don't happen. If you actually watch the BBC News weather forecast, it's fucking hilarious the way they try and actually show the globe, and you can see it the way they actually try and show the globe, and you can see the way they put the curve on it, and you think, oh, that ain't happening. It's not happening. There's no curve. There's no visible curve whatsoever at all. Even in Britain, even in England.
Yeah, biggest salt flat, in Bolivia.
Yeah.
And apparently one way it's like 100 miles. Apparently it's 4,000 square miles of this salt flat. But apparently it rains to about an inch above the surface. Well, some might say, the salt flat, yeah, it's flat, but it's only, it's part of a globe. It's just a little section of it. And that can be flat. It doesn't mean that the whole Earth's flat, but if one bit is completely flat and doesn't actually go along with what the 8 inches per mile squared thing, the kind of rest of the bowl is supposed to be 8, and let's just say that the rest of it's 8 inches, but this bit is not curving. Well, guess what should happen when you pour water onto it? There should be a hump in the middle of about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Because the gravity is supposed to be humping the water. So even if this salt flat was completely flat, the water would actually curve on top of it because of the gravitational pull, whatever. And that's what the official definition, not the official narrative, whatever, would be, that the gravity being this thing that pulls everything to the center of mass. So it would it's a level relative to the center of the Earth. If water didn't mound on top of that, then therefore it's not level, according to their explanation of level. So because you can get these people, straight bit of canal or a straight bit of salt flat. That doesn't prove the Earth's flat though, does it? But it disproves gravitational pull though. And if you could disprove gravitational pull, you disprove the globe automatically.
The salt flats are disproving gravitational pull, aren't they?
Because if it were, then the water, like I said, it would mound over it. It would. There would be a bulge in the middle of it, and if it's not doing that, then the water's lying flat. If it's only an inch high above the whole thing, when it rains on it, then it means that
it's like a mirror image, isn't it?
Yeah, that's another thing. It's perfect mirror image, but the Earth's too big.
Yeah.
So it's going to be perfect because you can only see a bit of the horizon, whatever, and it looks flat. To our perspective, but as you get higher up, you would start to see a curve from an aeroplane, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but then when people actually go back, they're like, "Oh shit, there is no curve."
Yeah, oh shit, nah, I didn't really see a curve. It was the plain window.
Or it was my confirmation bias that maybe believed that I saw a curve, and it was actually just my subjective wishes or subjective brainwashing.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, Jamie.
Yeah. But yeah, you would only need one large area to kind of just throw out the globe. But I get because I think it was John Le Bon or something that was saying that if you can prove that one area is flat, does that mean that you can extrapolate that to the entire Earth being flat? I don't think so. But the thing, like I was saying, if one bit of it is not curving as it's supposed to be, then why assume that any other bit of it's curving? That's a logical conclusion. And there's many areas that people have tested, and they've repeated tests. So at that point, you can be like, why would we believe it to be anything else when there's no tests that kind of conclusively proves the globe? Because you might look at Soundly's evidence, but these are all things done across water, and we know how things get distorted over water. So, but it's this kind of back and forth thing, and I have no time for it. I think we should just move on, try and get more people to realize it, because then we have more of a chance of finding out where we live and all these other questions, because that's probably the most important thing we can do right now, is getting enough people on board and getting enough people asking, and then we put pressure on people to give us answers. But we know that we're not going to give answers, but we need to find them out for ourselves, really. And it's pretty exciting what that guy was kind of going on about in the Sun and Moon group. Is it Aaron Shot guy, whatever he would call? He's been working on this project thing to try and shut down NASA and the globe and the whole kind of system, not by shutting it down like a kind of rebelling against the system and stuff like that, but more just trying to create a new system, like an alternative to kind of, get people over to that. So then once enough people are over on that and board with that new, better system, then the old system collapses, it becomes obsolete. So that's I'd say the best way of doing things, instead of trying to try and fight the system. That's not really a good idea. People should be trying to do different initiatives to kind of try and do. I mean, we can have some of the stuff that they're doing, but try and make it better and more fairer, I suppose. Like you get some of these like the social media platforms, it needs to be kind of probably better, have more features and things like that, and without the censorship and all that sort of stuff. Basically, if people could figure out different platforms and stuff to where people can discuss things, and because it was suggesting all these things, and so what are your thoughts then about having a new system, a new kind of better system to kind of work towards? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, so what do you think then?
System.
I mean, I suppose the whole word system is kind of
Well, I got dismissed from my job, Jamie. Early August. Due to smoking. Well, I smoked cannabis, and I had a little bit that I put out in my pocket that I kept it for some reason. It was in my pocket, and I got found out with it at work, and I got dismissed for it. Now I haven't been working.
That's like when a troll comes and puts copyrighted material on your channel, and then you get copyright strikes for it.
Yeah, it will be similar. Yeah, it will be. Yeah. You've had that then, yeah?
Well, yeah, but I still have to kind of wait till the strike obviously expires. In November, on the 6th of November, so I just got to wait it out, haven't I?
You had the strike on your other channel, didn't you? That's why
I can still put videos and stuff on there. It's just can't go live for some reason. A bit stupid, that really, but it's just their way of kind of deterring you from it, whatever.
Yeah, but it doesn't help you though.
No, it doesn't at all. And I'm not really to blame here, because someone's trying to, and I tried to kind of, put in an appeal to get it removed, but didn't do anything. It just kind of, it said I could, try and, ask the person to, remove the strike. Didn't do it. So it's just a waste of space of YouTube. But yeah, you've been exposed. That Dread guy. I mean, he's been doing some stuff over on Twitch now. So I mean, maybe some people will start moving over there, because that's where people can go live as well. And yeah, because you can do live streaming over there, but obviously you need to have a sort of a broadcasting software to kind of go live or whatever, But yeah, it'd be good if people could look at alternative platforms to use, because if YouTube starts to really kind of play up, then we need to think about kind of boycotting it, I suppose, and just kind of moving elsewhere, or not boycotting it 100%, but just kind of getting people into different places so that they're not kind of tied to this one place, because it does seem like there's censorship going on. Apparently on Twitch, if you ban somebody, it bans the IP address, so you can't actually, because the YouTube should be doing that. If someone's coming and trolling your chats, they should not be allowed back in, with another account. The whole IP address should be banned. Why is it not? The fact that they're not being banned is kind of a red flag to me, that YouTube aren't kind of clamping down on all these fake accounts. I know that it's hard for them to kind of keep up with it all, but surely they would have had enough complaints to where they would have noticed by now, and they should have thought about doing something about it.
Well, you think so?
But yeah, so someone had this idea of basically giving YouTube an ultimatum, if you know what I mean, giving them a notice period. They say, well, you'll just fix this stuff, fix the whole sniping situation, destruction and stuff with the trolls and everything within 60 days or whatever, and then or we're just going to boycott the service. Let's give YouTube an ultimatum. I mean, maybe people could get together and try and sort something like that out. Because if they find that other sites that have some better features on them, and we want to bring that to YouTube and try and get YouTube to start implementing those features into their service, then we need to kind of not put pressure on them, but just kind of encourage them to do that, really. But we're seen as a minority to them, so I don't know if they think that we really matter that much.
Don't know. It's the minority, isn't it?
Well, if you got to a point where there was like millions of people on here, like they're all talking about this flat Earth stuff, and then all of a sudden there was this threat that they were all gonna boycott the service and move elsewhere, then at that point maybe they would have to start thinking about changing things up.
I don't know how it would go. A lot of people just can't get through to them.
So some people, it'd be like talking to a brick wall, won't it?
It is like talking to a brick wall. Have you ever considered
the brick wall that nobody even considered taking curvature into account for? Yeah.
Consider it. Just think about it for a minute. Could it be flat? And then you get no, it can't be flat because we've all been taught it's round.
Yeah, because why would they lie? How would they have lied for so long? And but you believed it for so long, so of course they can brainwash everyone into it, and it's only in this age of information that people can actually kind of sheeps and neeps. Sorry, I'm going to be kind of wrapping this up soon, I think. Next time, I mean, you'd be good to come on, but I'm just probably going to head off now. I saw you was watching Dell before, weren't you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I saw him on Dell's chat earlier, and he had some good stuff to say on there, just about how kind of ridiculous the whole model is.
There is no flat Earth model, is there?
I mean, the whole heliocentric model, it's
all wrong. Can't be right, can it?
No, like us, every second, because we're supposed to be doing 66,000 miles an hour, 18 miles. Well, no, it was or was it 17 miles? Yeah, it was 8. Is it 18 miles a second?
18,000.
18. I mean, 66,600 miles
through space
in an hour, and every second it's doing 18 miles. Every minute it'll be doing. Well, actually, I think someone said wasn't it 540 miles every 30 seconds.
You should be feeling it, surely.
But they're like, the Earth's so big that. But even so, I mean, if we're moving 66,000 miles an hour, that means that we've. Let's say Australia is like 10,000 miles away. That means that that we've travelled the distances from the UK to Australia in about 10 minutes.
I doubt it. Okay, no, you try and picture it in your head, though, Jeremy. Try and picture it. Right, so we're spinning. Try and picture it moving. The world's moving. No, it isn't. Nothing's moving. The moon doesn't move. Stars don't move. The sun doesn't move. Well, the sun moves around us. We don't move. I see the sun going around us.
Well, some of the the geocentrists, they have a different theory that the sun still is 93 million miles away, but it's moving around us. So they believe that the sun's doing all these millions of miles an hour or a day, whatever. Hang on. So how many miles did it? Because they have to believe that if they believe that we're still and the sun's moving around, then that means it has to be doing many hundreds of millions of miles every single day. But we see it slowly moving across the sky.
24 hours.
Oh no, it's because it's so far away, so we see it moving slowly. So any model where it's like a globe, where it's like the sun's a long way away, it's false.
Yeah, but every day you get up and it's 24 hours, no matter what. So that day is 24 hours. From when you see that sun going down to when you see that sun coming up or going down, it's another 24 hours, 12 hours.
There's some geocentrists where they believe that the Earth is spinning, but it's not orbiting anything. It's just spinning. It's just.
So we're spinning.
But it's kind of just spinning, but it's not actually moving anywhere. It's just kind of spinning. Yeah, so that's I think that's what some believe. I think Ireland von Vicious believes in something like that, but he believes that we're on the inside of a ball. Yet if you go up, you end up going out, which is the opposite of what would happen. Because if you're inside of a ball, you would end up going, kind of into the middle, like the cell Earth thing. Or if you was going down, you'd end up going wherever, some void or something. I don't know.
If you start spinning. Yeah, no.
I mean, we're not on the outside of a ball. We're not in the inside of a ball, as far as I can tell. If we're on the inside of a ball, then you'd see reverse curve somehow. You would, but no, that's because gravity. They have to bring in this theory again.
Inside, I don't believe that inside of a thing.
Yeah, it's just as preposterous as the ball Earth, because how can we be on the inside of when wouldn't you see, like, if there was if you was standing somewhere and you'd be able to there would be a building that's off it 50 miles away. You could zoom in and you'd be able to see the you'd be able to see the roof of the building, even though it's if you had a big skyscraper, you'd be able to see the roof of the building kind of angled toward you.
Oh yeah.
But no, that's because of the perfect ratio that light's bending. Then one thing comes into question: why would the creator? Because if it's not heliocentric, then it proves there's some kind of creator. And why would the creator be such a deceiver? It's a bit of a crazy kind of stance to believe that we're on the inside of a ball. Because once you come to the flat Earth, then that's to me the only real kind of explanation for what we see.
It's the same as when you stand at the ocean, you look out at the ocean, all you see is the horizon, deception, what's in your eyes. You can't see beyond that horizon, yeah? So that's what your eyes have been, that's what you've been given. So that's how far you can see, yeah?
Well, one of the concavers was saying the horizon rise is to your eye level because it's concave. I'm like, what?
Concave, no.
I'm like, no, that's just perspective, isn't it?
It is. It's got to be, isn't it?
If it was concave, if it was rising to eye level because it's concave, then everything past that point should also be rising up, constantly rising up. Because then, by that logic, then the horizon wouldn't rise to eye level because it's because of this light bending ratio or whatever. But yeah, I'm just calling out BS there, really.
Sea level.
Yeah, doesn't work either way, whether on the outside or the inside. It's still the same. It flattens out at sea level, and apart from waves and stuff. But when you talk about vast bodies of water clinging to the outside of a massive bowl, give me a break.
The waves shouldn't come into it. They're not counting the waves, counting them, like you say, the body of water, the actual body of water of the ocean, not the waves.
Yeah, that's a red herring. That is.
Yeah, it's not the waves that curve.
It's a sophist argument.
Yeah, the waves. Yeah, they're coming up curved. Look, the waves curve. Look, of course water can curve, but not in a mass body of ocean, like ocean mass. It can't. There's no way it can.
No practical example, because they'll say, "Oh, Earth's gravity is getting in the way" and all this nonsense. But just gotta move on from these people that deny reality like that. At the same time, I can't prove it to be 100%. Because I've never measured the whole thing, and I couldn't measure it all because you're never going to get it perfectly accurate. But obviously, your gyroscopes and stuff like that seems to kind of throw out the idea of a ball Earth. What else throws it out completely? Just the long distance observations. You're seeing things that are 100 miles away or whatever, and they should have gone below the curve.
Beyond on the curve. Yeah, yeah. You put something like that on YouTube, say yep, and then you put just a normal comment on YouTube, and you get someone dissing you, saying, calling you a retard, or saying, "No, you're an idiot, believing the flat Earth, retard." But people have an open mind. You can't help having an open mind. If you have an open mind, that will help you. But then if you don't have an open mind, even then, you're more likely to get help.
Yeah. I've got a joke. Paddy says to Murphy, "You're retard," and Murphy replies, "Thanks. I do work out a lot." Yeah. No offense to any Irish who are watching.
Right, no offense to the Irish, none whatsoever.
I didn't really mean any of it. I only meant 99.9% of it. But yeah, I'm gonna be
1%. Someone's a glob.
No, I think so. I'm gonna be right. I mean, I think Sheeps and Neats is going to be going live, so I'll put the link to that in the chat so people can go over there. So yeah, I mean, I may be on for a couple of hours, but I'm not kind of after doing anything long tonight. I'm just gonna wrap up and get some sleep, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get sleep, Jamie.
Yeah, so I'll chat to you soon then. Just send me a private message or a Gmail or whatever you want to do, and probably sort some out for next Saturday maybe or whenever.
During the week, next Saturday, yeah?
Yeah, just let me know any kind of date. Not sure about the exact date because I might be busy sometime during the week, but...
Well, I'll give you a day if you're free. If you're not, yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for coming on again, and I'll get off. So if you wanna...
Yeah, all right, cool. Catch you later.
Yeah, that's it. Bye. All right, cheers everyone in chat. I'll talk to you later. So till then, peace.